Once I got started on my Harry Potter Christmas, I just couldn't stop. So of course I had to do our mantle to match and the coffee table so everything fit together with our theme. I had so much fun doing this area with a few really cool DIY projects that I want to show you how I made them. The first one is this amazing book page wreath that I made with an old Harry Potter book from the thrift store. And I also made these gorgeous sweater stockings inspired by Mrs. Weasley's sweaters that she sends for the boys. I can't knit or crochet, but I have a cheater way to show you how to make the same. And then I want to show you my cute coffee table decor, including a tin of homemade chocolate fudge from Mrs. Weasley, and the recipe for it is over on the blog. So let's get going with all these fun Harry Potter Christmas decor ideas. So we have built-in fireplace and bookcases and TV cabinet, so I thought it'd be fun to make it all Harry Potter. So for the wreath, I already had this book page wreath. I made it for something else in the past, but I wanted to give it a little Harry Potter makeover. So I grabbed a Harry Potter book from the thrift store, and then I added a layer of smaller cones in the middle from the Harry Potter pages. I just ripped out the book pages, cut them in half, and then used hot glue to secure them. And then once you have all your cones made, you just glue them together. The backing for this wreath is just a piece of poster board that's been cut into a wreath shape, and then you just layer the cones on top. So really simple. The book that I was using for the Harry Potter cones had some illustrations, so I wanted to make sure that I included some of those on that top layer, and they just add some depth and character and look really great. Once I got the wreath all finished, I added some thicker burgundy velvet ribbon that matched the ribbon that I used on the tree, and it was the perfect finishing touch. I just used a command hook to hang it on top of my mirror, and I really love it. For my next project, I really wanted to incorporate the sweaters that Mrs. Weasley makes for Harry and Ron on Christmas morning, and I don't knit or crochet. So I had this idea to go to the thrift store and get some sweaters and turn them into stockings. I made a really basic pattern, pinned it on to the sweater 2 layers at a time, cut it out, adding a little seam allowance, and I used the cuff at the bottom of the sweater to be the top of the stocking, which worked out perfectly. Then it was time to stitch it together with my sewing machine, and when I was done, I turned it right side out, and I was really pleased with how it turned out. Next, I wanted to add the initials, which are on the sweaters that Mrs. Weasley makes. So I used an embroidery hoop just to hold the sweater fabric, and then a darning needle and some gold yarn to add the letters on the front. I just did a back stitch. Now, Ron's sweater is maroon in the books and the movie, but in the books, Harry's sweater is a different color, but it's blue in the movie, so I went with blue, and I also added a little velvet ribbon just stitched on the inside so that they could hang up. So then it was time for me to set everything up on the mantle. I started with some garland and then added in some twinkle lights. Then I installed the wreath, and I had to hot glue on that red ribbon, which just really sets it off. Then I added some star ribbon to the garland and some stars and moons that have gold leaf that matched the ones on the tree. So you can see how I did those on the tree video, and then hung the stockings. It all looked really magical when it was finished. Another finishing touch was to add in my Mandrake plants.
I made these a while ago, and I have a reel on exactly how I made them if you want to see, using air dried clay and some faux plants. So I added them to the mantle for Christmas and just tied on some more of this red ribbon to give them a little Christmas vibe. And they're a really cute addition. You can also get the Mandrake plant label as a free printable over on the blog if you want to make your own. So here's a close-up of the finished stockings and the really cute little mandrake plants. The whole fireplace area turned out great. I also had to add a chessboard. It's such a fun detail from the first book. On Christmas Day, they end up back in the Gryffindor common room playing chess and eating dinner by the fire. Over on the built-in bookcases at the side, I just wanted to continue the Harry Potter vibes. So I added some candlesticks, some vintage books. I had this vintage jar with a faux spider, a little skeleton with a bow, and it really came together. I also found on YouTube these ambient videos where you can have different scenes from Hogwarts with music, and it just gives all the right vibes for hanging out down there.
I wanted my downstairs living room to give some Gryffindor common room vibes. So we set up the coffee table with some cute Harry Potter themed details as well. Of course, more greens and more stars. Somebody is getting a new wand for Christmas. And then we had to make Mrs. Weasley's fudge that she sends as a gift to Harry that first Christmas. And we wrote out a cute tag to Harry from Mrs. Weasley. Then we've got some jelly beans, Bert's Every Flavor beans, and our chocolate frogs. These are the ones I made. And then we have the map, and that's actually the wand that activates the lights on the Christmas tree.
The fudge was really delicious and really easy to make with just a few ingredients. So be sure to check out the recipe for that over on the blog. It would also make an amazing Christmas gift for anybody on your list who has a sweet tooth. This whole area just turned out so cozy and inviting. I can't wait to curl up here with a book or a movie or family this Christmas.
I hope you loved all these DIY Harry Potter Christmas decor projects that we did today, and that it's inspired you to add a little bit of magic to your space for Christmas. Be sure to check out all the videos in the whole series, including my Harry Potter Christmas tree and lots of DIY ornament ideas, as well as my Dolores Umbridge tree complete with homemade cat plates, and my Honeydukes candy cart with homemade chocolate frogs, coconut ice, and all the printables to go with that too. The printables are free on my website, lifeisaparty.ca. All the links are below that you will need. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thanks so much for being here.